Hey, what's up, everybody? True Boxing here. Thank you for coming back to get hit with the truth. So today we're doing a Janibek versus Mikhailovich ESPN preview and prediction video as Janibek Alamanhalai, Kazakh style, the undefeated unified middleweight champion of the world, returns this Friday, October 4th, to battle Andre Mikhailovich in a big-time middleweight mandatory title defense on the October 4th ESPN card that takes place in Australia. Now, before we get into that, if you could smash the like button, leave a comment, or subscribe to the channel, I really do appreciate any and all support that I can get as I continue to build my channel here. So this fight right here, I mean, Janibek, this was a mandatory fight that was supposed to happen back in July. Janibek had a dehydration where he had to be hospitalized the week of the fight. So the fight was postponed, and then it went back up for a purse bid, and Mikhailovich's people won the fight, allowing the fight to be taken to Australia. So now Janibek has to travel to Australia this Friday, October 4th, to defend his unified middleweight title, which he hasn't defended in a year, when he battles Andre Mikhailovich, who's an undefeated a contender. He's the IBF's mandatory contender. But Mikhailovich has not been in the ring with anybody on Janibek's level. Janibek hasn't fought since he unified titles against Vicente Gualtieri last year, who is the IBF champion, and Janibek stopped him in 6 rounds to unify the belts. And Janibek has big things coming his way if he gets through this fight. You know, Hamza Shiraz is hot right now. He's an undefeated contender. He's mandatory to one of the belts that Janibek has, the WBO title. And with a victory for Janibek, he gets his IBF mandatory out of the way and can focus on bigger fights after that. And if he were to beat Hamza Shiraz, or before a Shiraz fight, potentially unified belts with Carlos Adames, which has been a much desired fight of his, then we could see Janibek, in bigger fights. But he's got to get through Mikhailovich. So, I don't think Mikhailovich should pose too much of a threat, but Janibek hasn't fought in a year, But Janibek is very focused, very aggressive fighter. I think at the end of the day, I think he's going to break down Mikhailovich and stop him. I think he knows he needs to be impressive to potentially land on a big card. I honestly am going to throw one out there and say that Janibek, if he's victorious and walks away from this fight with flying colors without injury or anything, he might be ready to go December 21st on the huge Fury versus Usyk 2 undercard and defend his unified middleweight title against Hamza Shiraz there. I think he wants a big fight. I think he's eager for a big fight, but I also think he's hungry and knows he needs to get through Andre Mikhailovich first. And Mikhailovich, he better be hoping that Janibek is overlooking him, or that he is better than everybody thinks he is. So it's going to be an interesting one this Friday night, ESPN from Australia. We're going to see Janibek Alamanhalai battle Andre Mikhailovich for the unified middleweight championship of the world, as both the IBF and WBO middleweight championships will be on the line at 160 pounds. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Smash the like button, leave a comment, or subscribe to the channel. This is True Boxing. You've been hit with the truth.